Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of the most difficult trading card games to get into, unless you know where to begin. Starting from absolutely nothing and a budget of £40 per week, we set out on a fresh journey to climb our way to the top tables of competitive play. To make the journey even harder, there's going to be a series of obstacles in our way. Not only are we restricted to sealed official product, but certain items like Structure Decks and Dual Devastator are off limits and locked behind a number of challenges. Join us as we prove ourselves to be a true duelist and turn this into a competitive monster. You're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! From Scratch Challenge Mode. Hola, welcome back to the 16th week of From Scratch Challenge Yu-Gi-Oh! Mode. 4 months we've been on this journey now. Time flies so fast, it's ridiculous. But yeah, last week we obtained our 3rd Ice Dragon's Prison alongside 2 Danger Jackalopes, so the Jackalope army from Season 1 continues, and we also managed to see the original Deck Mommy in the flesh again with the 2nd generation duel, which we did lose 2-1 because Ib is just so strong. Today we're going to be continuing the steady grind for deck pieces with the hopes of being ready for locals soon. We saw our first competitive success in Season 1 in episode 19, so I'm hoping to at least come close to matching that despite us doing a more difficult run this time. Our budget for today is of course £42, but before we spend all our tendies, a word from our Melffy fan club. Big thanks going out to Struggle Dog, French Toast by the way, Godless, Dashan Dunn, and the Dual Noob for contributing to the club through Patreon and YouTube channel memberships. Thanks to people like you, our Melffys can get a good night's sleep in a big comfy bed rather than out there on the cold wet streets. If you watching also want to throw in a little sprinkle of joy, links are as always in the description. Now, what do we want? Obedient Schooled, Dogmatika Fleur-de-Lis, Dogmatika Maximus, Ecclesia, and Nadir Servant. When do we want it?
Please, subscribe.
And like. Well, we are back once again, but this time we have the holiest of holy £1.50 change. Yep, our budget was £42 and we have spent £40 and 50 pence. So hopefully, with our maximum luck, we are going to get the pools that we need in the 9 packs of Rise of Duelists that we have purchased. And of course, the 3 Battles of Legend Armageddon packs. We of course need Obedient Schooled and Ecclesia, Fleur-de-Lis, Maximus. I mean, we don't even need Ice Dragon's Prison anymore, but we do need potentially a 3rd Triple Tactics talent. I think we'll only get 2 Ultras, but we could maybe get a secret. That's just how the boxes have lined up so far. So let's just crack on in. It's gonna be another quick one. And if this doesn't work, we're gonna have to crack out the big weapons and get my girlfriend to open the packs next week because her luck is insane. She pulled the shiny Charizard VMAX on her like 3rd pack, which is just nutty. So here we have Claptrap, Astolfo, Megalith Fool, Melffy Mommy, and Umi as our first super rare. And we got another Punishment Playhouse. Very nice. Playhouse Punishment. Pack number 2 of Rise of the Duelist. We have a Dolphin, Melty Face Man, we got Launcher Spider, Cruel Whale, and Redeemable Jar. Right for Jar, we got 2 jars in this pack, Dice, Nation, and Discharge. And Orlando, of course. Alright, pack number 3 of Rise of the Duelist. Then we'll maybe crack open a Battles of Legend Armageddon. We have a Claptrap, Melty Face Man, Dolphin that can't swim, Megalith Fool, and we got Oliver with his fiery stump. Very nice. 3 supers so far. We got Junk Sleep, Alien, Card Captors, and a Jackhammer. Let's move on to these packs that are definitely not worth their weight in gold most of the time. £6 each. We have a Black Whirlwind. We are looking for Obedient Schooled, a 3rd Kalantosa. Maybe Invocation could pave the way for some kind of invoked play, but we'll see, we'll see. We have a Shining Flare Wingman, Numeron Wall, it's not a spell, dude. We got Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, yo, Season 1, banned, and a Fossil Dig Skull Greymon. Not ideal, not ideal. I think we've already pulled like all of these already in the series so far. All right, back to Rise of the Duelist. What do we have? A Cruel Whale, man, episode 2 or 3 when we were playing that thing. Good times. Melffy Fanny, Vespacito, we got Dogmatika Theo, and Gaia the Magical Knight, another super rare. Yo, we're just getting scammed. Swords in a Jar, Scarecrow, Windy Boy, and Spiral Discharge. Well, not that many packs left here. 5 left of Rise of the Duelist. We have a Math Mech Diameter, Captain Roland, Claptrap, Edgimp Scythe, Win the Wind Channeler as our first ultra rare. We're doubling up on multiple things now. Everything but Ecclesia, which is so sad. Another Punishment, Horny Boy, Repair, and Spiral Fusion. Oh, come on. Give us an Ecclesia at least. I mean, I think Nadir might actually go to 1 on the next list. So we have less Nadir to pull, which is nice, but we need the 3 Ecclesia in that case. So here we have Capricious Dark Lord, Melffy Rabby, Cursed Dragon, Nexus, and Dog. With his, looks like a bomb dog collar. Very cool. Sword in a Jar, Twinkle Twinkle, Little Star, give me a good... yeah. Mommy, Moggus, Nexus, Vespers. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. I got fucking car battery. I don't need this. Rise of the Duelist. Why do you do this? Oh, we're actually gonna need to get my girlfriend to open the packs next week. Dude, this is so sad. Alright, Trishula. Please. Come in clutch. Obedient Schooled. I would much rather have Obedient Schooled than Kalantosa. I feel like Kalantosa would be a kick in the face right now. We have a Copy Bokal. Psychic Wave. Oh, we have another spell. Obedience School. Thank fuck, dude. Our second copy. We need one more. We need one more copy of Obedience School. That is, oh my god, I'm happy to see that. I'm so happy to see that. Today has been saved. For locals, we at least have one sort of buff to the deck. Shining Flare Wingman and another Polar Penguin. We're getting multiple duplicates on the secrets. That's actually quite sad to see. Second last pack of Rise of the Duelist. What do we have? Dark Lord, Capricious, Dracoon Lamp. We got Melffy Rabby up on his favorite stump, looking around for his friends.
He doesn't walk very good, does he?
Thunderhand and Nemesis Keystone. I think that's only like our second one of those. We only have like singular copies of specific super rares from this set. It's really quite interesting, I suppose. Melffy Tag, Anna Londo, Twinkle Little Star, and Uprising. We'll open Red MD last. Here is our final Rise of the Duelist dud. Rise of the Duds. Edgimp Scythe, Mathematic Diameter, Moggus, Nervall, and we got Durandal. Dude, we're getting every Ultra except fucking Ecclesia. That's so... oh my god, it's so disheartening. So disheartening, dude. If we get another Obedient Schooled, I guess the opening has been stacked. I'll be happy if we do. We have a Bullet Bill. Followed by... Appliance or Laundry Dragon. And Invoked Caligat. We do have a spell. We have a spell. Oh god, okay. Is it Obedient Schooled number 2? We'll look at the secret first. We have Armored White Bear. We already have this as well. Dude, so many duplicate secret rares. It is Appliance or Test. Damn, gotta get that MOT on your washing machine. Well, at least we come out on the other end with a second copy of Obedient Schooled and a little consistency buff to our main deck. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So finally, we pulled a second copy of Obedient Schooled. Let's talk about it. On the one hand, it is quite a risky card since it gets stopped by Ash and still locks you into beasts, but on the other hand, it's worth noting that it isn't once per turn, so if you open multiple copies and one gets ashed, you can just fire off another. That's why getting 3 copies is a must. On top of that, a card that synergizes really well in this situation, and that we're extremely lucky to have, is Triple Tactics Talent. If Obedient Schooled gets ashed, we can then use it to draw 2 cards and potentially get to another copy of Obedient Schooled. As of right now though, I still don't think it's worth putting in the main deck since we don't really have too much hand trap bait. As we get our hands on more and more starters and increase our consistency, then we can look at bringing it in. Today we are once again going to slice down the Shaddoll package. I think that's long overdue. We're removing Wendy and Shadow Games for stronger and faster cards, but we will keep in the Beast. This gives us a little bit of versatility through App Cologne, Foolish Burial, and making Shaddoll Fusion live if we do side it in for going second. But you know me, it's just going to be in every opening hand as a brick. I love this game. Alright, no remote duel today because next week we will be at locals where every match is a remote duel, so we're just chilling on the EDO Pro for now. Round 1, we're up against Alice, the World Chalice Simp, on the World Chalice of course. and we open the goddamn fucking beast and the schism. Dude, what? Venus is, of course, a very good starter, especially when we don't have any hand traps to stop it, and
balls.
World Chalice plays do typically look pretty complicated, although I believe their main goal is literally just to turbo out Archlord Christia through Saryuja's effect. So it's usually like 5 to 10 minutes of combos for a floodgate. However, something in there goes wrong, I'm not quite sure what, and Alice passes on a Nightmare Griffin and a Lee. Very cool. And drawing Tenki off the top could be just the push we need to play this one out, but Ash stops us dead, leading to Access Code Talker blowing us out. Game 2, we get to go first. Oh look, a hedgehog! Other than that, somewhat decent hand. Veiler, Puppy, Dryden, and Warning makes 4 interruptions total against a pretty fragile deck. Letting Alice climb up to a Griffin, we finally activate our Puppy and she fires straight back with a Ghost Ogre. I do chain the Veiler here as well, targeting the Griffin just to make sure that our Dryden is alive in case we need the extra interruption. She then manages to get 2 more materials on the board thanks to World Chalice Guard Dragon and Monster Reborn, and attempts to link summon Lib, but yeah, we're not gonna let that happen. Lib is a very good card. We flip the Warning. With World Chalice now out of steam, we pop the Griffin with Dryden in the battle phase and draw into... oh look, a hedgehog! We're both really low on resources at this point, kind of relying on Vespacito, but the game slows down enough to the point where we normal summon 2 Kalantosas and get away with it. That is a loaded Joyous Melffys.
Okay.
Game 3. Oh look, a hedgehog! Once again, going second with no hand traps. We can probably tab out to something more interesting here.
And then Imduk is our special boy. He still has his ball, don't worry. They made sure to keep that.
Balls.
Oh. Wait, what? Something must have went wrong again. Apollosa pass? Interesting. See if we can bait out on a gate with the Ashiyan. It really doesn't matter at this point because we have Mind Control in our hand, which just completely destroys Apollosa, and we top deck a Alpha. Okay, it's another free summon. Wait, can we OTK here? Special summoning Alpha gives us 5,000 damage on the board already after we Mind Control the Apollosa, and then Tenki gets us to some Tri-Brigade plays. Our Tri-Brigade combo would put a Kerass on the field and then a double Dragon Lords, which is 2,800 damage in total, making us 200 short. From there, just normal summoning the Puppy or the Kalantosa would be enough for the 8,000 damage, but instead, I want to make Cross Sheep and then go into a Shureg play, just to make sure. So summoning Kerass, we can cheat out double Dragon Lords and then hard make Shureg with the Cross Sheep and double Dragon Lords. We could even make Zeraboros here, it really doesn't matter because we have at least 9,200 damage on the board, and that's enough for our second OTK of the challenge. For our second match, we lose the rock, paper, scissors against Dante, but get made to go first. Not a terrible hand to play with. Starting with Fraktall, we get Kerass to our hand, and then normal summon Thoroughblade for Dryden. We could discard either Whiptail or Catty to summon Kerass here. I do choose Catty because the only real search target would be Alpha, and Alpha won't be live if our interruptions are enough to stop Dante. Cheating out Double D, we then move to the end phase, and Puppy hits the board. Passing it over, Dante starts off by popping a Duality. Yep. It's Mystic Mindburn. We don't main deck any outs to mine. Dryden is our only hope right now, but Amano Awato sees to that, unfortunately. Dante sets a back row and activates Scold, rearranging our top 3 cards, then ends with a Chain Energy and Amano returning to hand. Veiler, off the top, unsurprisingly, is not very helpful right now, but we do have 3 Tri-Brigade materials in the grave. By activating Double D, discarding Whiptail and bouncing Chain Energy, we can save some life points while getting enough materials to summon Shureg off of Kerass. Demise of the Land is flipped in response to Shureg's effect, but because it doesn't target, we can just banish mine as soon as it hits the field. But can we take the dub on an empty board? We're currently 1,900 damage short of the full 8,000, but normal summoning Veiler, we could get out Zeraboros and pummel Dante down to nothing. Only one issue there. Veiler can't be used as link material. If it was any beast, Winged Beast or Beast Warrior, we would have won, but sucks to suck, I guess. Most we could do here is 7,400 with Zeraboros and Shureg, sadly, so Dante lives, and, well, mine takes the cake. Game 2, we've sighted in our back row hate, but open none of it, and can only end on a lone Dryden with a set Floodgate to hopefully trap on a Mano Awato. Our trap gets popped, unfortunately, forcing us to have to Dryden the planet Pathfinder, only for mine to come out anyway through terraforming. Long story short, we draw Twitties, which gets Dark Bribed, then we get another opportunity with Cyclone. This allows us to summon Shureg where things get real exciting, so Chainlink 1, Shureg activates to banish a card, Chainlink 2, Gamma, Chainlink 3, Ash to protect the Shureg, Chainlink 4, Gamma number 2, and then Chainlink 5, Demise of the Land. So mine hits the field, Gamma number 2 negates and destroys the Ash Blossom, but Gamma number 1 can't resolve since the one driver is already on the field, allowing Shureg to banish the second Mystic Mine. We can't go in for game and we don't have an out to the third and final Mystic Mine. Dante has 2 cards in hand, one being a Gamma that he can't use. We could rip the other card with triple tactics, but what are the chances he actually has the third mine in his hand? Let's draw 2 cards. Yay. Match number 3, the last one today. We have Gil on the bird up, and we win the rock, paper, scissors, getting to go first. Solid opener. If Adin was Ecclesia, it would be pretty insane, but with this we can get to about 3 interruptions in the form of Puppy, Strike, and double Dragon Lords. Passing it over, Gil starts with a Tenki, leading up to the special summon of Kerass, where we chain block the Puppy with Catty, getting a search for Alpha, and a pop with the Hedgehog. Bouncing back the normal summoned Rescue Cat forces him to pass turn, and we get a free Nutshot. Now here's a little viewer challenge for you. It is possible to OTK here. I didn't see the line at the time, but there is a way of putting 9400 damage on the board. If you can figure it out, comment down below. Instead, I opt to play it safe by normal summoning Puppy and making Joyous before going into the battle phase. Bouncing Tenki by accident because misclick, but it doesn't matter because we still just win on our multiple interruptions. Game 2, going second this time, we see no hand traps or blowout cards, allowing Gil to just make his full board of Samorg, Double D, and the Wind Statue with Rendezvous engraved as well. Top decking another Puppy. We don't really have any choice but to normal Ecclesia here for a punishment, even if she does get bounced. Set to pass is as good as it gets, and Apex Avian comes out in the end phase. Wow, well would you look at that? Very cool. We can still fire off punishment and strike the Apex negate, but it's not enough to stop the OTK. Game 3, we go first again. Finally, our second copy coming in clutch. We have Obedience Schooled alongside Called by the Grave to save us from any Twinkle Toes. So we fire it off and get our fluffy friends onto the board. Having the extra Melffy in hand here to normal summon allows us to take it one step further by making Joyous Melffys and Melffy of the Forest, which can then search the third Puppy from the deck. So we have like no dead Melffy draws in our deck now. Set Punishment and Called by alongside Veiler in hand as well gives us a total of like 6 interruptions. I don't think he's playing through this. Starting with Tenki for Fraktall, we flip Called by the Grave on the discard effect, forcing him to use Foolish to send Nervall for access to Kerass. Once again, Kerass discards to special summon, but because it activates in hand, I chain Joyous, meaning that on resolution of the chain, we get to trigger both Catty and Hedgehog. Searching for our own Kerass off the Catty effect sets us up nicely for a follow-up, and then popping Gil's Kerass with the Kalantosa forces him into a corner. If he doesn't have any extenders at this point, he's basically screwed. He does normal summon a Nervall, which of course triggers Puppy, getting out Kalantosa number 2, which pops a Nervall, leaving him with just a set 1 pass. Grabbing a Schism off the top is kind of irrelevant. We do once again have access to a line that does over 8,000 damage here, but it requires all eggs in the basket, and I don't want to die to like Torrential or something. So instead we just get in for a stack of damage and then pass it over again with like 5 interruptions under a belt. There's just no coming back from that. Gil throws up the white flag, and the match is ours. So yet another positive record. I think we're almost ready to start focusing on competitive play. Next week marks that turning point for the series. We actually managed to sneak in an OTK today, leaving just one more to complete the last structure deck challenge. We did have the opportunity to finish it today, but I'm confident we'll get another chance, so not to worry. Next week we're going to return to locals and see how we do. Aim for the top and don't ever stop, you know. It's going to be exciting, but I'm nervous at the fact we've kind of been in our own bubble for so long. So when it comes to the actual meta format, we got a lot of catching up to do. Also, just as I'm finishing this edit, the ban list dropped. I was secretly hoping Nadir would go to 1 so we wouldn't have to search for more copies, but on the other hand, hey, our engines are all untouched. LP dodging the list again because it's just an untouchable god at this point has me excited for Dragon Link's big return now that VFD's gone. Not too much to complain about right now for me, honestly. Anyway, let's wrap this thing up. Thanks so much for watching, as always, if you made it this far. It's a lot shorter than usual since we did skip the remote duel today, but either way, I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to tap the relevant YouTube buttons on your way out, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Gravel road, I've to slow down. Fireplace, do you